Well, the difference between me and someone who's radicalized is this: most people who have been radicalized for a political gain, not for a theological gain. Allah says in the Quran, لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم, which means Allah does not prohibit you from those that don't fight you, don't expel you from your homes, to be kind to them. Allah is not prohibiting you from doing that. In fact, والله يحب المقسطين. Allah loves those that are kind to them.
So why does the word radicalized come up, for instance, like the death to America, that sort of stuff? Where does that come from? Because that's a lot of stuff that maybe I see on the news, or maybe I see because I'm living here in the United States, and that's kind of the news you get, is like the Islam's taking over, and they're going to want to make sure that Sharia law is brought to pass and that everybody converts to Islam.
Well, there's this misconception about Sharia law. Everybody sees Sharia law as this law that puts everybody that's not a Muslim under this radical military rule that you either comply with what the government says, or you're punished. No,
that's not what
Sharia
I
law
think.
is really simple. A big
that's what I think.
Is this: the Prophet, may peace be and blessings be upon him, said, "It is not befitting for you to go to sleep with your belly full with food while your neighbor is hungry." Sharia law is not a political rule.
Oh, really? Then how the fuck are you guys fucking ripping off the entire nation? Really, you're ripping off the fucking nation because it's federal dollars. A lot of it's federal dollars that we're supposed to be getting for our families here in Minnesota. Yet you're fucking ripping off the entire fucking nation, assholes. Sorry. Your kind is ripping off the nation. Sorry. Not sorry.
Specifically funny to me is the right-wing media and the radical Islamists, as I put it, both view the Quran in the same way. They both view the Quran as some war-fighting material that the Islamists use to, prove their point, and the radical right use to prove their point.
So if we politely ask them to just go back home or just to go ahead and leave, would they? If we were to ask them politely, just go ahead. You know what? We want you to leave now. You've been here too long. We want you to go back home now. We're done. We don't want you here anymore. You've overstayed your welcome. Would they leave voluntarily? Would they? Would they? Not. I can't even get rid of fucking Ilhan. Are you fucking kidding me with that shit?
Against Islam.
And when people talk about the takeover of Islam, or for instance, they talk about how the Somalians are taking over Minnesota, and they believe it's part of Sharia law. Is that true or not true with what Sharia law says?
Well, no part of Sharia law says go into a land, subjugate its people, do this, do that. Going out, when the Prophet would send missionaries to Christian nations, he didn't tell them to, hey, go there, yell at them, yada, 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 do this. No, he said, be like them, dress like them, talk to them, help them, introduce them to Islam.
40,000 people filled Dearborn streets for largest Arabian march in America. I have no fucking idea what that is. Arabian? What is that? Let's look that shit up because I have no idea. ARBEA. How is it spelled? Arbe. What is that? It says here that an Arabian March is the world's largest annual religious gathering. A Shia Muslim, remember, Shia Muslim are those that believe in the bloodline lineage of Muhammad. Apparently, it separated itself from the line, David's line, or Jesus, or somehow. Are you saying that Muhammad is related to Jesus? I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit. I don't fucking think so. Because if it was so, then he would follow the teachings of who Jesus Christ was. Okay? Just saying it. I'm saying it out loud. The Shia Muslim pilgrimage commemorating the 40th day after Ashura, honoring Imam Hussein's sacrifice. Oh, so the imam, you know who an imam is? That's their fucking leader of the Muslim world, okay? Of the Islamic world. That's the one who is the end all be all. That's their God of today. They have the most holy. But in a way, I guess it's like the Pope of the Muslim community. Honestly, the Pope, he says some stuff. I'm so far separated from the church, that the established church, that I feel like they have corrupted themselves, but that's my own thought process. You don't have to adopt any of that. Anyways, it says it says Hassan sacrificed against tyranny in the Battle of Karbala. We're going to have to look that shit up because I have no idea what that is. Millions worldwide, especially in Iraq, walk from Najif to Karbala, symbolizing devotion, justice, and unity, with large processions also held in cities like Dearborn, USA, and London. Oh, London's pissed. The UK is pissed. They're fucking pissed. You should see what's going on there. We don't get that kind of information because they don't allow us that information, the news cycle here in America. You guys need to understand that we don't get world news like other countries do. You literally have got to go and seek it out, learn it, find out what they're really saying. And you know what? If I didn't have a job, I'd do all that shit for you guys. I really would. But I can't afford that right now. Gotta work. I have to pay for about 100,000 fucking Somali here in Minnesota. I mean, I don't know why I can't at least deduct 12 of them on my taxes. I'm just saying. Sorry. Not sorry.
Gradually. I'm not just gonna go in there and say, hey, this is Islam, take it. If you don't, I'm gonna do something to you. No. It's a gradual thing.
I don't know what this is. This is supposed to be Ilhan Omar without her thing. That's not nice. I don't think that that's real, by the way, just so you know. I don't think that part's real. That sure would be funny as fuck, though. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, let's move on with something else. You guys, I watched the whole. Have you watched the Nick Shirley thing? I mean, we can go through it in like 20 minutes if I put it on 2x speed, and it's so totally the truth. Let's see what we've got here. Let me pull that down and see if I can find. Well, he does the rise of Islam in Texas as well. I'm kind of curious to see. So Texas, they were smart. They went through and they put on the books like it is. They outlawed Sharia law, and they need to do that in Minnesota because I am not going to lie. There is a facility in Fridley, Minnesota that I have seen. It's a security company, but most of their security officers are Somalian. Okay. I'm telling you this. It's off 73rd and University in Fridley. They've been doing construction. They just took down all the stuff, but they have been doing construction on this site probably for the past 3 or 4 years. I want them, and it's right next to another like Arabic type thing. I'm not sure if it's a Muslim center. I don't know. I looked it up one time. I forgot what it was, like some sort of a community center or whatever. It's right next to it. But this other place is a security department. And I honestly believe that they were putting jail cells inside there. I believe that they were digging tunnels. I believe that this part of Fridley is well infiltrated with some seriously connected people, and I totally believe that they're building tunnels or they're cutting out tunnels in these areas. And let me tell you why, because I have been watching them. I've been watching while they've had these freaking construction well, what do you call those things? Like, it's weird. It's weird. They were redoing this building. There was nothing wrong with the building, but they completely redid the building. They colored it with specific colors, and then right next to a place that I work, they colored this whole building black. And this seems to be a theme with these folks, is they color the whole building black. So and they have these lines on them. It's really fucking weird. I've actually seen a couple of buildings inside one of Nick Shirley's videos that they were investigating. And so I'm like, I sort of, there's a building that's next to someplace that I'm very familiar with. And me and another person actually went inside there. And we're like, hey, what's going on? What is this going to be? And the lady, she was in her garb, in her hijab, and she's like, oh, we're going to have a hair braiding or whatever it was, something for Muslim women. But here in Minnesota, that stuff's regulated. And so they were never able to, or they weren't open. They never opened. There was never anybody there. This place remained closed after they had done all this work to it for months and months, probably a year or so. It's been just vacant. Nobody's ever in the lot. There's never any lights on. Well, tonight, actually, I should say a few weeks ago, they completely, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's about when Nick Shirley came in here, all of a sudden they painted it. They painted it totally, it was all black. They had painted it this black color, and then they repainted it. I mean, within a year's time, they repainted it all tan, light colors. And there's been a van, this white van there every night. I've been noticing. I'm paying attention. It's been there every night, and I'm paying. And tonight, I mean, the windows are fogged up. I mean, there's something going on there. They're doing something. I'm not sure what it is. I know something's going on. When you get that gut feeling, I know there's something going on. I have so many suspicions, you guys. I can't even tell you some of them because it would jeopardize my job. And I'm not going to tell you, but I have a lot of suspicions about what's really happening in the Twin Cities and in the first ring suburbs, like Columbia Heights, like Fridley. And they're finding, Nick Shirley did a shit ton of people in Columbia Heights, and they're reporting on a lot of stuff over in Columbia Heights, which is part of northeast Minneapolis. It's part of that north side of Minneapolis. Trust me, if I took my camera and I took my phone and I went driving around these places, you would see. I could do it. Then you would maybe believe some of what's really going on, because I mean, you guys, it's so bad here. I can't even express to you how dire this is. If you are in a community that is being overcome by this nation of Islam or the freaking Muslim Brotherhood and shit like that, let me tell you, it is up to you as a Christian to lead those people to Christ and to change that. That's the only thing that and you know what? You have more power as a Christian than they do any day of the week as a Muslim. You have more power in your little pinky as a Christian than they do as a Muslim. And you need to freaking put on your armor. Put that armor on. Go out there and engage in that battle. That's the only way that we are going to win back America and get and purge it of this evil. And let me tell you, it is evil. Satan only comes to lie, kill, and destroy. And that's exactly what they've been doing to our society in America. America is a Christian nation founded on Christian principles, and you need to be aware of that. You need to be mindful of that part. That is the part that you have to remember. And every time in the Bible, when God left Israel or left them, is because they forgot God. Don't forget God. God is calling out to those, within the sound of my voice, within the sound of any Christian's voice. They're calling out to you to rise up and spread the gospel. Help these people to understand that they are being deceived and that what they have believed about Muhammad and all that stuff, that's evil stuff. We don't have sex with children. That's not how it works. Never, never, never does Christ say that's okay. So if you're God's, you need to carry out all that God has called you to do. Even if it's uncomfortable. I mean, that's what Jesus' disciples did. Even though they died. They died for the message. And that's the problem, is that people don't get that part. Oh, it's so frustrating, you guys. So anyways, let's go into okay. This one is something else that he did that was about 3 weeks ago as well. It's like an 9 minute video that he also did within Minnesota's Somali controlled area of Minneapolis. So let's pull that up. Let me pull that up real quick. Hold on. Oh, let me remove that. Actually, hold on. There it is. Burp. Got it.
Minnesota is home to one of the largest populations of Somalians, and America accepted thousands of Somalis as refugees in the 1990s due to the civil war that was taking place. And when they came to the United States, a large portion of them decided to settle in Minnesota for some reason. And now that decades have passed, those refugees have had children, and the Somali population has grown. This also—
Can I tell you something, you guys? I think that the Native Americans in Minnesota have something to do with this. And I'm not lying. I think that they have some sort of freaking understanding with this Somali community to try to get their native lands. You think I'm lying? I'm not lying. I think they have something to do with it. I truly believe that the natives are in on this shit. The only reason that I believe that is because they're butting up against those Native American communities. They're giving up areas. Like, I find it ironic that the Lake of the Isles and Lake Calhoun was renamed Midibakaska in the past few years. Yet at the same time, you've got all of these Somali communities popping up and taking over a lot of real estate in close to areas, in areas that butt up against those Native American lands here in the Twin Cities. Now, the natives ain't giving shit up unless they're getting money. They're in on it. I'm fucking gonna guarantee that shit. In my opinion, that's what I believe. That's exactly what I believe. And prove me wrong on it. Tell me it's not so. Because it seems pretty fucking suspicious to me that they're renaming fucking lakes for Native Americans at the same time in those closely connected communities. Like, they butt up against one another. And in fact, part of Little Mogadishu used to be part of what they considered Native communities. Somebody's getting fucking paid off. And let me tell you something. I think they're feeding them fentanyl. That's what I think's happening. I think they're feeding them the fentanyl. I could be wrong. But that's my suspicion. That's my gut. That's my gut telling you that.
also raises the number of members of Islam born into the United States and also expands the influence of Islam throughout the country. It's projected that Minneapolis is now home to over 200,000 Somalians, and now many of those Somalians are also part of the government, like Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, and now they also have another new person running for mayor of Minneapolis who's also Somalian and also Muslim. And Minneapolis is also one of the only cities in America that permits the Muslim call of prayer to be played out loud for all the public to hear.
We're going to get radical, hardened, militant Islamists to come into America.
I think Islam hates us.
Inside of this grocery store, it's actually not just like a normal grocery store. There's actually a bunch of other stores inside of the grocery store. So right here you have one store, right here you have another store, and then right here you have another store. Then up here you have another store. In total, inside of this section of the grocery store, there are 6 separate stores. How's life here as a Somalian?
Life is good. I do phone bills, sending money to Africa. That's where I do. The business is good.
And how have you
Business
seen the
is
rise?
good. Business is good. I'm sending money to Africa. Business is good. Seriously.
Of Somalians and the rise of Islam here inside of Minnesota?
As well, the rise is good and been allowed. We have a place to pray, and life is good.
How long have you lived here in America for?
For 10 years now.
And when you came here, did the government bring you here, or did you come here by your own choice?
I came here by my own choice. I was one of the refugees from Uganda. I was brought by
From Uganda. A Somali from Uganda. They go to other countries because they, I don't know, they fucking have to leave Somalia somehow, and they go into these other countries like Kenya, even Ethiopia. They go into all these other countries, and Kenya's a big one that they go to, and then they come here. Don't get me fucking started.
UN.
You were brought by the UN to come into the United States?
Yes, and life is good, We try to enter into businesses, we intermingle, and we do what is required. Yeah.
We do what
Thank you
is
so much, and best of luck.
We do what is required. You know what? How can these guys do what's required when us Christians can't even do what is required of us from God? Makes me sick that these guys can do it, but we can't. Come on, guys, get your shit together.
How have you seen the rise of Islam here in this area?
It's a big rise.
And why do you
Need to
think
get their
Islam
shit
is on
together.
the rise here in the United States?
Because of a lot of Somalians come here from East Africa, and so they come here to practice Islam because it's safe.
And right now, if you listen super closely, you can hear the call to prayer. Do you think traditional Western values are falling while Eastern values are rising here in the United States?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know. I would say
I guess it just depends on what you mean.
See the Hard Times Cafe back there? Should I go? Should we fly through there someday? I mean, I'll take you guys on a little field trip if you want. I mean, just say the word. Request it. I'll go in these neighborhoods. I have no problem with that. I'll even wear the hijab, motherfuckers. Oh yeah, I will. I'll fucking order that shit online. I got no problem with that. Just to blend in.
Like
Yeah.
traditional values that brought up the Western world, like Christian values, would you say those are on the decline while Eastern values are on the uprise here?
I guess there's a lot of different interpretations of what Christian values are, so you'd have to be a little more specific.
Shut up. Can't even
Like the
stand her
values
right
of the Bible.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
people
I
interpret the
never
Bible
heard it
differently.
because my parents were so stupid. They never fucking read it to me. They never taught me the right way to go. God, I'm getting so mad, you guys. No wonder God does this. No wonder God gets mad at us. He keeps saying in the Bible over and over again, you forgot me. You forget me. You completely forget me. Look at this broad. She forgot God. She doesn't know who God is. Her parents forgot God. Her parents forgot God. They didn't teach her. Because had they taught their children when they were young about who God was, we wouldn't be having this. We wouldn't be having this problem. True story.
Ways, right? So
Like the generic teachings, like the 10 Commandments.
I don't know. I think it just depends.
Do you guys think St. Cloud has been taken over by
funny.
Somalis?
Hell yeah.
Kid.
Are we on YouTube?
I'll bet.
Hey, YouTube.
And how do you guys feel about the Somali takeover?
Get out.
I don't know.
Get out.
You don't want him here?
I mean, we can't.
I mean, I'm fine with them. It's just that it's overpopulated.
Do you feel like they're gonna eventually overpopulate the Americans here?
Yeah, they definitely will.
And did you guys vote for them to come here? As far as did you guys have to pass any legislation in order?
No, they just
to receive
arrived.
them?
No. Nope.
In your personal opinion, what's the biggest issue with them being here inside of you guys' city?
Driving.
Oh, it's the
Always
worst.
a car crash.
They fucking suck at driving. They don't care about the fucking rules of the road. They fucking cut you off. They drive fucking. Oh my God. The driving. Oh, you guys, the driving. The driving is so bad here in the cities. They suck. But you know what? It's not been so bad lately because they've been off the road. They are fucking hiding now. Right now, for the past 3 weeks, driving has been great because they're scared. They don't even want to go outside. You know what? Don't get me started. People at my work won't come to work. I work with a lot, and they're hiding. They're hiding them at work. In fact, I've seen places put up signs that say, if you see ice, don't panic. We're not going to let him in. Really?
For no reason. As you can see, they all around here.
Dude, these guys fishing.
People.
Yeah, definitely crime. Pirates.
And the correlation between the Somalis and the correlation between the Somalis and Muslims, are the majority of them all Muslims?
Yeah, I would say so.
I'd say 50-50.
I'd say 100%.
Islam here.
I don't really know, to be honest.
I haven't met a Muslim yet. I haven't met a Somali yet who's not Muslim.
Religion.
Yeah. And 10 years from now, do you think you guys will be the minority here in your own city?
No. Nope. It'd be Somalians.
So 10 years from now, do you guys think the Somalis will be the majority here?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
What's you guys' channel then?
Nick Shirley.
It's pretty deep in it. It's a lot of people, right? It's pretty big. They all they come together, right?
Would you say there's more Muslims than there are Christians here in this area?
I would say so. I would think so. Yeah, I would say so. Yes, sir.
And how do you feel about the rise of Islam here in the United States?
I don't really know too much personally. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know too much about Islam. I'm all for what anybody wants to be with their religion and what they want to do, but I don't know too much about it. I just know it's real powerful here in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think it's so powerful here in Minnesota?
That's a good question. But I think don't they have powerful people in the government and stuff like that? They got something going on. They must have something here for them to come to, if that makes sense. There's something for them to be there might be more of them than black people. So
how do you feel about that?
They don't like to.
I mean, something is.
Hi, Farmer Fred. For Tim today, the fraud father. Yeah, no kidding, dude. Don't get me started. All right, Farmer Fred. Just so you know, I'm my tongue is uncontrollable today. I've got a little liquid courage today, and you know what? I did this on purpose because I needed to get it out. I just need to get it out. You know what? I don't know if this is gonna affect me somehow. Look, I already got haters on my F book. Okay, they're fucking coming after me on F book all day long, and you know what? Fuck you guys. That's where I'm at. I'm in a cuss mode. I'm in a cuss mode. Sorry, Farmer Fred. I don't mean to to verbally assault you in any way. So if you don't want to listen to this, I'll try to bleep it out later. Maybe. I promise nothing. Okay, here it goes. Let's continue.
Bringing them here. Something is bringing them here. I feel like and all that. I thought he was Islam, but I don't know. I feel like something is just bringing them here. Like it must be something here that they love. So I think they
You know what it is? I figured this is how I look at it. This is how I'm trying to look at it. Is that us as Christians, we're a very Christian state. But I think that perhaps because maybe there was a lot of Christians that, said, I'm not leaving the United States, like me. Said, well, God said, haha, guess what? I'm going to bring them to you. I'm going to bring those guys to you. You take care of it. I'm going to bring them to you. You won't go to them. I'll bring them to you. You take care of it. You do your job. You do what I've asked you to do. And that's what Christ is hoping for me. That's where I'm going with it, is that, you know what? They're here now. And that means that I'm to evangelize these Muslims in Minnesota. And that's what I'm going to try to do. But I'm not going to lie, you guys. I'm having a little issue. I'm getting past my flesh with this because right now I'm having issues. I have immigrant fatigue in Minnesota, and so do many of us. We are done with it. So my recommendation to any Christian within the sound of my voice living in Minnesota or Michigan or any of those states that have a huge Muslim community, you're up now. It's your time now. If you're a Christian, you need to come and evangelize them. Teach them who Jesus Christ was. Teach them what he really did. Teach them the rest of the story of who Christ was. Now, in a little bit, we're going to go through what policy or what bills that Ilhan Omar has actually brought to our U.S. Senate. What actually enabled all of this to happen? So we're going to do that here in a few minutes. Let's do this.
They have like a schooling or a church or something. They got something where they all dress up and they're attending something. You know what I mean? They have events for them. There's obviously something going on where they have, an event going on or something, some type of fun or family or something where they can let their family celebrate. Like, it's got to be.
Are you guys seeing more people convert to Christianity or Islam here inside of St. Cloud?
Inside of St. Cloud? I mean, I see like a couple people converting Islam, yeah.
How do you like living here?
Yeah, it's super nice. It's like home.
How long have you lived here for?
I think like 4 years right now.
4 years, and where are you from?
From Somalia.
Somalia. And how come this town here in Minnesota, how come this has been like the chosen spot for Somalians to move to?
Right.
I don't have any idea about it, but people are living here, enjoying, so
somebody's gonna
I just found myself here.
How'd you get here? And do you have a lot of family that lives here in this town?
Yeah, we have a lot of families.
How many family members do you have?
Which city are you from?
My name's Nick Shirley. I'm a YouTuber.
Oh yeah, YouTuber.
And how many people are in your family living here inside of this town?
Yeah, I can count them.
You can't count them. There's that many.
Yeah,
you can't count.
How many people do you think are in your family here?
I can give you exact number, but yeah, there's too many.
Like 20, 30?
Too many. Too many.
More than that? How big's your family? Like 50 people?
50, yeah.
50 people here. Wow. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Bro.
How are you? How are you doing, sir? Good, good. Do you think the Muslims, the Somalians, are going to outpace the Americans here with their
birthing rate? Well,
birthing rates?
Okay, if the statistics continue how they are right now, with
he's
American
American-born,
birth rates
obviously,
declining and Islamic birth rates on an incline, well, yeah. But I would love to see people like you having more kids. Kids are amazing, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And a lot of Christians aren't having too many kids these days.
Yeah, I would encourage, have more kids, keep the nuclear family alive, more marriages, great marriages, kids. That it helps the community.
More marriages, so you want to have more than one wife?
Heck no. Me personally, Nick, I'll tell you this. Me personally, if I even get one, I'll be happy.
And what do you guys think about the rise of Islam here in the United States? Give this
Be a
video a like
Christian
and
soon
subscribe
enough.
to the channel for more videos. This is Nick,
Trust
and I'll
me.
see you guys next video. Minnesota is home to
Okay, so that was the let me pull that off. So that was Nick Shirley's other videos that he did before this last one came out over the weekend. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch the one. We can do that later. But right now, what we're going to do is talk about Ilhan Omar. Let's talk about her. Let's talk about the things that she is doing, or the things that she's done in Minnesota. Share this tab instead. Let's see if that works. Okay, here we go. Right here, let me close that. Okay, so right here it says, I don't know if I can pull this, make this bigger. Ah! No! I just closed that. Shit, I did not mean to do that, you guys. Crap. I accidentally closed that. Let me see if I can find that again. I can't believe I just did that. What an idiot. Your chat, Ilhan, house bills. Okay, so here we go. Let me try that again. Actually, I'm going to pull it up here and I'll put this there. Just okay. This says, hold on. What just happened to it? Weird. I just pulled it up again. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's see. Let me remove that. Okay. Share this. Actually, hold on. Maybe I can do it like, I'll just do it like this. Okay. Okay, so right here it shows me that let's do it like this because then you can see it a little bit better. I kind of want it. What I was trying to do was make this bigger. There you go. Let's do it like that. Aha. Okay, so I put in the question, show me all the bills that Ilhan Omar has introduced since she's been in Congress. We need to know this. And the reason why is because it's very important. I would like to know. In the 116th Congress, her first Congress, I do believe, she wanted to protect against, let's see, Ilhan Omar as primary sponsor, H.R. 1467, protect against unlawful lobbying, called Paul. I'm not sure what that was about. Well, we can go and look at it. Let's see if we can pull it up. Hold on. Control C. I have no idea. I didn't look this one up. I kind of went to a couple of other ones. These were her first bills that she sponsored. And I feel like these were kind of given to her, that she didn't really sponsor, but they were given to her to sponsor, to kind of get her into the feel of how to do her job and how to introduce a bill, because she was kind of newer to all of this stuff. And so that's kind of where I believe this went. Let's see if we can pull that up in a new chat GPT. Let me see. Can you tell me more about House H.R. 1467 from the 116th Congress? Okay. It went from 2019 to 2020. The bill introduced the House of Representatives called Protection Against Unlawful Lobbying, the Paul Act of 2019. The title, Protection Against Unlawful Lobbying, Paul. February 28th, 2019, to strengthen enforcement of the Foreign Agents Registration Act by the Department of Justice. To strengthen enforcement of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA? Interesting. requires the DOJ to establish a dedicated unit specifically for investigating and enforcing FARA registration requirements. We're going to have to look that up. Grants the DOJ authority to impose civil monetary penalties for FARA violations, enhances disclosure obligations for foreign agents, including requiring disclosure of certain financial transactions or things of value conferred on U.S. office holders by foreign principals. Interesting. Let's see if that works. If we can share this tab. Protect against unlawful lobbying, to amend Foreign Agents Registration Act of 1938 to establish a separate unit within the Department of Justice for the investigation and enforcement of such act, to provide the Attorney General with the authority to impose civil money penalties for violations of such act, and to require agents of foreign principals who are registered under such act to disclose transactions involving things of financial value conferred on office holders. You know what this reminds me of is the thought process that the Democrats continually display the things that they are doing, but then later on call it GOP and saying that they're the ones doing it, or they blame it on the Republican side. This is what this is. So obviously something's going on there, in my opinion. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, let's go on to HR 2561, Brunei Human Rights Act. Last referred to subcommittee. It was introduced. I don't think that anything happened. Well, let me go back to this one. All actions. It was introduced. Nothing was ever done on it. It looks like it failed. It didn't make it. I don't know what that was about, but all actions. It looks like Tracker says that it was introduced to the House. Nothing happened with it. So we're good there. Sorry. So it shows right. Referred to subcommittee on the Constitution, Civil Rights, and Civil Liberties. Referred to the House Committee on the Judiciary. Introduced to the House in 2019. Nothing else has been done with it. Those are the only three actions. It must have died in the House, which is fine. Okay, the next one she did was... Okay, yeah. Let me pull this up. That is not what I was looking for. Hold on. What the frickin' A? Hold on. Here we go. Sorry, I pulled up the wrong tab. HR 2561, Brunei Human Rights Act. I have no idea what that is. 2016. Let's look it up. We're going to find out. Let's pull that up. What is it? A bill titled the Paul A. Smith Hisler Medal of Honor Act. The official name, P.A. Smith Heisler Medal of Honor Act. I don't know why she got involved in this one. It was very interesting. The purpose was to authorize the President of the United States to award the Medal of Honor posthumously to Sergeant Paul Smith Heisler for acts of extraordinary valor during World War I, specifically for the heroism for which he had originally been awarded the Distinguished Service Cross. So this is basically a non-bill is what that is. No offense, but are there literally from World War I at this point in time? Okay, so it was originally introduced in 2015 to the 114th Congress. Nothing happened with it, so she reintroduces it in the 116th Congress in 2019, 5 years later. Like many bills introduced It was referred to committee and did not become law before the end of the 116th Congress unless reintroduced in a later session or incorporated into other legislation. Yeah, there's nothing happened. Okay, no problem. Let's do this one. Number 3, Protect Democracy from Criminal Corporations Act. What? I kind of feel like we should move on to the 117th Congress, because this is her first Congress. Remember, they're giving her all of this stuff. They're allowing her to say, you know what, you can sponsor this bill. These are the bills. She's just trying to get a feel for how to do the process. Okay, so protect democracies from criminal corporations. This is as she goes on. Look at this is May, this is June, this is July. Okay, and then she goes into October. So then the Student Loan Advocacy Act. This is where she's like, I'm gonna get some balls here. We're not gonna go through all of these. You can do that yourself. If you look this shit up on Chat GPT, they will show you the exact same thing. Look up all the bills that Ilhan Omar has presented to Congress since she's been in Congress. And that's basically what I did. I'm not going to go through all of those, but she tried to do the Student Debt Cancellation Act of 2019. And then she went back to Student Loan Advocacy Act a few months later. Just 4 months later, she must have redesigned things. Let's take a look at that. It was introduced. I don't know that anything. Oh, then we're going to go on to the Universal School Meals Program Act. This is when she starts to get a little bit more ballsy in her first term as a congresswoman. Okay. But we're going to go with the Student Loan Advocacy Act. That's where she starts getting her balls, because she stopped from July all the way. So they go out for summer vacation. I don't know what they do. But so she comes back and she's like, wait, let's go back to this student loan. I'm guessing she had some student loans, so she didn't want to fucking pay them. And I think that that's actually coming out now, that she actually did have some loans, and that's what she was dealing with. That's kind of she got that shit erased. In the meantime, right now she's worth like fucking $60 million or something like that. Don't get me started. I got all kinds of stuff to say about that too. So here we go. Let's pull this one up. Actually, let's do this. Let's pull up Chat GPT. Let's go to home. Chat GPT and quiet. No, stop. Can you tell me about this? Let me share this tab. Okay. What this bill is, a Student Loan Advocacy Act, was introduced in the House of Representatives on October 1st, 2019 by Representative Ilhan Omar from Minnesota with a co-sponsor. It was referred to the House Committee on Education and Labor, but did not become law during that Congress. The bill was designed to improve federal student financial assistance programs by reorganizing how borrower support and advocacy work is handled. Specifically, it would have established the Office of Borrower Advocate to replace the existing Student Loan Ombudsman, giving borrowers a stronger, more independent advocate within the U.S. Department of Education. Glad they're getting rid of that shit. Strengthen the role of the performance-based organization responsible for student aid so that it prioritizes Hold on. Oh shit. Hold on. So that it, where was I? Oh crapola. Giving borrowers a stronger, more independent advocate within borrowers' needs, improves service, and increases program clarity and efficiency. required the borrower advocate to respond to and review complaints, help resolve problems in the borrower's interest, and report regularly on complaints and outcomes. Why it was proposed? Supporters argued that federal student loan borrowers often struggled to navigate repayment and get help when problems arise. You know what? Then don't take the fucking course. I'm not paying for your education, motherfucker. Sorry, I say it with love. Not really. Not really. I say it with angst. Honestly, it's pissing me off. I paid for my own college with my own money. I had some grants, some Pell grants, but that didn't cover everything. I paid out of my own pocket thousands of dollars to get my degrees, just so you know. But I worked. I was a mother. I was a wife. I was a student. I went to college. I worked. All of these things were going on at the same time. God forbid that happen nowadays because kids, Gen Z can't seem to find their fucking boots in the winter, okay? They can't do anything without their mommies. Don't get me started. Do not get me started on that shit, okay? Oh, I get so... Gen Z, you suck. You kind of fucking suck because you're fucking lazy. You are. You're fucking lazy. You expect everything to be fucking handed to you. You don't have to struggle for shit. You strive for nothing. You want everything to be paid for. Get a fucking job, asshole. I've been working since I was 14. Just saying. Why was it proposed? Supporters argued that federal student loan borrowers often struggle to navigate repayment, blah, blah, blah. The bill aimed to make federal student loan servicing more transparent, accountable, and responsive to borrower concerns than under existing ombudsman structure. You know, quite honestly, during the pandemic, people were taking all kinds of classes online and shit. And they knew they weren't going to pay this shit back. They knew that they were going to default on their loans. And they knew that the American government was going to pay for that shit. They were just going to put people in office that were going to fucking forgive that shit. While the rest of us fucking struggled. You have no idea what it is to struggle. You have no idea what it is to go through a war or go through any of that shit. But I guarantee you that shit, that time is coming for you. And you're going to be living on fucking beans and tortillas, motherfucker. Just like I did. How about that? The key takeaway, student loan advocacy was an effort to strengthen federal support for advocacy for borrowers, focusing on improved service, accountability, and enhanced independent advocate. Basically, they wanted to fucking they wanted us to pay off their shit. That's what they wanted. True story. Let's go to... I'm at the 114. Oh, here you go. Oh, shit. Let's do this. Universal School Meals Act. Bitch! This is where it started, isn't it? You started the first fucking Congress you were in there. You got some balls on you, bitch! Yeah, Ilhan, I'm talking to you. I hope you see this stream someday, which you probably won't. And that's fine. Share it. Share it to all your friends. Clip that. Ilhan, fuck you, by the way. You fucking dirty cunt. Sorry. Yeah, I said it. I'm so mad. You guys have no idea. I'm so fucking mad about this. But she already started the whole fucking Universal School Meals Program Act. Yeah, in Minnesota, everybody got free meals. Fucking everybody got free meals. Fine. I'd rather give all the children free meals at school than fucking paying the parents or giving shit to the parents. You know why? Because they're not going to fucking spend it right. I ain't gonna fucking lie. You know what? All kids that go to fucking public school, guess what? You're just meals included because you fucking fucked up the school bus. You guys don't even give them school buses anymore. You may as well fucking feed these kids And stop with the freaking skim milk shit. Let them drink whatever kind of fucking milk they want. Assholes. Don't get me started on that shit. I got all kinds of shit to say about that too. Don't get me started. You really don't want to. Tell me more. Tell me more. Let me get this right. Hold on. Let me share this tab. Tell me more. Here's a clear summary of what the Universal Schools Meals Program is all about, including what it proposes, why it has been introduced, and where it stands in the U.S. federal legislation history. The Universal School Meals Act program proposed piece of U.S. federal legislation aimed at fundamentally changing how school meal programs operate nationwide, unlike the current system, where families must qualify based on income to receive free or reduced price meals. This act would make nutritious meals available to all students at no cost, regardless of household income. So she wanted free meals for all school children. I'm okay with that. She wanted more. She wanted more. In Minnesota, she wanted more. Feeding our future. The future of fucking Somalia. Get me started on that shit. Oh, every student participating in schools will receive free breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack at school each day. Hold on. How the fuck are you going to give kids 3 fucking meals a day? What? Wait. Did they get a take home? Did they get a little fucking lunchbox to take home? What the fuck? They're there for 6 fucking hours, which I think is way too long. Because don't get me started on why I think that, but I do believe that the school day is way too long for children. They have a fucking attention span of a freaking mouse. No. Honestly, 4 hours is more than enough, in my opinion, but don't get me started. No family would have to prove financial hardship to receive meals. Schools would be reimbursed for providing meals to all students rather than only those that meet certain income criteria. Lawmakers supporting the act, such as Senator Bernie Sanders, the fucking socialist that he is, Representative Ilhan Omar, Senator Kristen Gillibrand, and Representative Gwen Moore, whoever that broad is, argue that universal meals address child hunger and food insecurity nationwide, where millions of children live in households that struggle with food access. Okay, so rich people, right? So that's sort of like, they still get free food for their kids. That's if they send them to private school, or send them to public school, which is really not going to happen. So I guess there's that. Reduce stigma and administrative barriers tied to current income-based system. Students being singled out for free or reduced. What? Oh, is that what happens? You get free lunch? No, shit, my kids got free lunch. Well, I don't want to say that. They got free lunch for a couple of years. After that, I paid. I paid for that shit. It was expensive, but I paid. I was outside of the income limits. Okay? It is what it is. I did what I needed to do. My kids didn't like that freaking free school lunch shit. They wanted they have it where they can mega size their meals. You know, just like at fucking Wendy's and shit. Don't get me started. Increase overall participation in school meals can improve attendance. I think they had this whole thing about attendance in Minnesota where kids weren't even freaking attending school and they were all failing. They couldn't even fucking read. It's terrible. Terrible. We suck. I think we're 42nd in all 50 states when it comes to education. We did not used to be there until the Somalis got here. By the way, I'm saying it. Yeah, I fucking said it, okay? Prove me wrong, fuckers. I'm serious. I'm so mad right now, you guys. I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so mad. You have no idea. You have no idea what it's like to live in the... You know, some of you do because you're living in it. Look, you know what? Some of you do. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about because you're living it. I'm living it. I'm literally living this shit. I'm paying for this. I should be able to freaking deduct 12 Somalians on my fucking tax return at this point. Seriously. Fucking seriously. I get nothing for free. I pay for everything. I make too much. Now, I really, I make enough, but it's not too much. I make under 100,000. I make more than 75,000. But you know what? I'm right in between there. I'm not rich. I budget. I always have my whole life. That's why I'm at where I'm at. I could make more. I have made more. But long story. We won't talk about this. Here's the thing. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of getting ripped off. I'm tired of it. I have rip-off fatigue as well. Advocates also point out the success of universal meals waivers during COVID-19 pandemic when broad meal access helped help reduce child food insecurity. What the fuck? They weren't even going to fucking school. So you were just fucking dishing out the fucking money? Is that what's going on? Seriously. It ended up going during COVID-19 pandemic. The U.S. Department of Agriculture issued waivers allowing all students to receive free meals that temporarily eliminated the traditional free reduced price income eligibility criteria. So everybody got to cash in on this. So when the pandemic happened here at least, I know in Minnesota, what happened was everybody got free lunch. Basically, everybody gets a free lunch. Think about those words. Everybody gets a free lunch. This act has been introduced in multiple Congresses. For example, in the 118th Congress, 2324, it was introduced as H.R. 3204 and S. 1567 under the name Universal School Meals Program Act of 2023. Similar universal meal bills have also been proposed in earlier Congresses in 1530, 2021. S 1530, 2021. As of now, none of these bills has become law. They represent repeated attempts by advocates to create nationwide universal meals program. Now, let's talk about Minnesota's feeding our future. Get me started. Why it matters. Supporters say universal school meals can eliminate child hunger during the school day, reduce paperwork and stigma for families, help children perform better in school. I think we're 42nd on the list of 50 in academics for Minnesota compared to the rest of the United States. So there's that. I could be wrong, but no, we don't need all that. So let's go back to Homes for All Act. Let's pull this up. Homes for All Act. This is all in her first term. She sponsored, let me see, 16 bills. 16 bills. Very interesting. Let's just go with this. Homes for All Act. You know what? I can't go through all of these. If I wanted to, you know what? I would be here all fucking night. Congressional Oversight of Sanctions Act. I don't know what that's about. Relief Act of 2020. I'm not even sure what that is. It was introduced. Oh, here we go. SNAP Online Purchasing Act of 2020. I'm sure that failed. That's bullshit. These all say they were introduced. Nothing passed. It looks like. Oh, here you go. Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act of 2020. Never mind the people that actually owe those and owe property taxes. Everybody gets free rent. Fuck you. I paid my rent during the entire pandemic, fuckers. I didn't get a fucking break. No. That's not how it worked. Piss me off. Civil Act. What the fuck? Civil Act? What is this about? No, we're looking this shit up right here. I don't know what that shit's about, but we're going to find out right now. What is from 2019? Let's do this. Titled the Curtailing Insurrection Act Violations of Individuals' Liberties Act, the Civil Act. The bill proposed it would limit the president's authority to use military force to enforce federal authority or suppress an insurrection within a U.S. state unless certain conditions were met. Limit the president's authority to use military force? This is proposed in 2019. Right before the insurrection. So she fucking knew shit was going down. Specifically, the president would have to certify to Congress. So basically, he's got to have the permission of Congress that either a state governor requested such assistance or the state was unable or unwilling to suppress the insurrection. The president would be required to consult with Congress as much as possible before invoking those powers. The authority to use military. See, you know what? This back then, they were talking about this stuff and trying to take away the president's powers because the president at the time was Donald Trump. The president would be required to consult with Congress as much as possible. The authority to use military force in that way would automatically terminate after 14 days unless Congress passed a joint resolution to extend it. The bill also would allow civil legal action for people or entities injured or fearing injury from military force used under this authority. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me, bitch? Please. It did not become law. No fucking wonder. Dirty cunt. Sorry. I didn't mean to violate your ears like that. Protecting Our Protesters Act of 2020. You know what? I'm just going to assume everything there. Make Billionaires Pay Act. Oh, so they penalized you for being rich. They penalize you to strive for more. Okay. 2 quick clarifiers so we don't accidentally include the wrong stuff. Her first federal House bill as sponsor in the 116th is H.R. 1467, introduced at 2020, and that was, what was it? What did I say it was? 14. We just went through the whole thing. 14. Where the fuck is it? Which one was it? Apparently I don't fucking know. Didn't I just go through that one? I swear to God, I went through that one already. How weird. Whatever. Here's a running list to bills in 160 where she was. Oh, here it is. 14 said the Protect Against Unlawful of the Paul Act. That was her first one. That's the one that they gave her. Hey, put your name on this. They do that to the newbies to get them acclimated to introducing bills to the House. Okay, so there's that. Not everything with Omar in the title is hers. Example, H.R. 6659. The Omar Act in the 116 was sponsored by Representative W. Gregory Staub, not Republican or not rep. I see rep and I think Republican, but it's representative. Omar. I don't even want to go. I'm not even gonna click that shit. He's so angry over this stuff, you guys. It's so sickening. Let's just click quit. Oh, again, repeal SNAP work requirements. This is her next Congress from 2021 to 2022. She wanted to repeal the SNAP work requirements. Bitch. Didn't become law, thank God. Expand child care access. Isn't that what we're dealing with now? Did not become law. A bill to expand quality, affordable child care access nationwide. Affordable as long as the federal government pays for it. Don't get me started. Public dental and vision coverage. She must not have had good coverage. It didn't become law because it's stupid. Right to Organize Act. Did not become law. Bill to protect and expand workers' right to unionize and engage in collective bargaining. Right now in Minnesota, the Amazon is trying to unionize. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, Amazon people. Don't let them. Amazon, try to fight against it if you can, because they're just going to be fucking lazy and not do shit and hide in the fucking bathrooms. Don't get me started. All right. Medicare for all. Fucking really? Really? And that's why I want to claim 12 Somalians on my tax returns. Did not become law. I didn't even fucking go there. I didn't even discuss it. I'm not going to discuss it. Fucking cunt. Pisses me off. It pisses me off, you guys. Seriously. Yeah, this is freaking full of cuss words. I'm sorry, you guys. It is what it is. I can't help it. I cannot help it. I am so angry about everything. Joke. No joke. No friggin' joke. Hold on, let me find. That's not what I was looking for. 2024. Okay, here we go. Protecting Sensitive Locations Act limits immigration enforcement actions at sensitive locations such as schools, hospitals, and places of worship, and clarifies DHS authority. So Ilhan Omar wants to clarify the DHS as the Department of Homeland Security's authority. She wants to limit immigration enforcement at schools, hospitals, and places of worship. It didn't advance, thank God. This is the stuff that she's behind. These are the bills that she's introduced into Congress. The U.S. Congress, not in the state of Minnesota. She has nothing to do with that shit. To Congress, to the U.S. Congress, as a representative of Minnesota, which sickens me because I didn't vote for this bitch. Just saying. Scientific Integrity Act establishes scientific integrity policies across federal agencies to prevent political interference in research and data reporting. If the community chooses an individual as their senator in their state, that community has every right to discuss research in regards to scientific integrity policies across their state, at least. Why would you put that in there, Ilhan? Why would you do that? Why would you introduce this? Referred to committee, not enacted. Thank God. Nothing she's ever produced has ever been enacted. Thank God. We should be grateful. We should be fucking grateful. Freedom of Information Clarification Act, introduced February 17th, 2020, clarifies FOIA applicability to certain federally chartered entities to increase transparency. Okay, not enacted. I'm not sure what that was about. Not going to look it up. Don't care. New Markets Tax Credit Extension Act. New markets? In what way? What are these new markets you speak of, Ilhan? Permanently extends New Markets Tax Credit to encourage investment in low-income communities. Where are those low-income communities? Inner cities? Where is that where you're going with that? I'm not sure. Not enacted. Thank God. Student Debt Cancellation Act of Minnesota. Oh shit, I'm not even sharing this one with you. Student Debt Cancellation Act of 2023. She had loans. Proposes broad federal student loan cancellation and reforms a higher education financing. It didn't advance. Thank God. Did not advance. Homes for All Act. Oh, this was fucked up in Minnesota, by the way. It was not enacted, but it updated version of her earlier housing legislation expands public housing, social housing, and anti-displacement protections. Look, bitch, please get a job, and you'll be able to afford a place to live. Just saying. Seriously, do what you got to do. I there was a time when I had like 2-3 jobs at a time, probably more if I included being a mother and a student and a wife, housekeeper, all that stuff. Don't get me started, man. Department of Peace Building Act. What is this? Establishes a cabinet level department of peace building focused on conflict prevention and non-military solutions. For what? Not enacted. It sounded stupid to me anyways. No Shame at School Act of 2023 prohibits school practices that publicly shame students over unpaid meal debt. Was this her way to get that Feeding Our Future in Minnesota? Perhaps. I'm just saying. She was all about that. I mean, I get that, but over unpaid meal debt, you know what? That's on their fucking parents for being lazy fucks, by the way. Lazy fucking parents. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I fucking did. Don't get me started. There are people out there that deserve it. And let me tell you about those that deserve it. Those that deserve it are those that literally were born with defects that although they can have children and that's a good thing. God says to go be fruitful and multiply. So I'm okay with having children. I'm not okay with having children that you can't support. That's not cool. But some people have those children. And they have those natural disabilities that they're born with. But that doesn't include fat people. Fat people, that's not a disability. Sorry, being fat should not be a disability. That shit needs to stop. Seriously. But like military families, they should always get free student meals for all their children throughout their entire fucking lifetime. In my opinion, that's my opinion. If they're willing to serve, I think that if they have any children, that they should get free meals. That's my thought. But that's just me. They're being obedient to Christ and they're helping their nation. That's the least we can do is feed them. Just saying. Make Billionaires Pay Act. Oh, I don't even want to know about this one. You know what? Not enacted. None of hers were enacted. pattern you see emerging in the 118 Congress. When you line this up with the 116 Congress, a clear continuity appears. Repeat themes: housing, homes for all, student debt cancellation, school meal protections, wealth taxation, immigration enforcement limits. Immigration enforcement limits? So these are all the repeat themes of Ilhan Omar's bills in the U.S. Congress. Minnesota, you're fucking stupid if you continue to put this woman in the U.S. Congress. It's stupid. It pisses me off every day, every fucking day of the week. Most bills were referred to committee, did not receive floor votes, didn't even receive because they were so bad. Yet somehow she was able to enact them somehow here in the state of Minnesota. She was able to do this shit in Minnesota, just so you know. Feeding our future. True story. This freaking other thing where they have with the autistic kids, that one. Housing Act, that shit too. Don't get me started. I got all kinds of stuff to say about this broad. The current session is the 119th Congress. Go back and fill in the gaps of the 117th. Most move to resolutions next. Summarize themes across. Okay, you can say, tell me just how you want to proceed. Well, I want to know, has Ilhan Omar introduced any bills to the 119th Congress? Oh, shit. Oh, no, take that oh shit part off. You guys. Okay. Yes. She has introduced bills in the 119 Congress in 25, 26. I can list the one where she is primary sponsor, meaning her name is on the bill as the one who introduced it. Below are the verified items from official legislative records and bill tracking sources. Omar has sponsored in the 119 this year Protecting Our Protesters Act of 2025. A bill to protect the right to protest and respond to the use of force against protesters. Oh, she's able to do that in Minnesota. It's been referred to committee. Neighbors Not Enemies Act. Senate co-sponsored bill by Mazie Hirono in the Senate, January 22nd, 2025, a bill aimed at repealing provisions that allow the president to detain and remove citizens of a nation solely because of a war declaration targeting overly broad deportation, enemy alien provisions. She knew she was about to get deported. She knows she's going to get deported. That's why she's introduced this. It's been introduced. It's been referred to committee. Just so you know. Additional sponsored bills appear in tracking databases. According to legislative tracking sources, Representative Omar has other bill introductions in 2025 related to energy, tax, and environmental climate policy, including titles maybe preliminary, a bill to amend the Natural Gas Act to consider climate, consumer costs, and environmental justice in export determinations. Did you know in Minnesota they just found, I think it was helium-3 up by the North Shore, which is something that I do. Let me see if we can pull that up. I'm not sure all about helium-3. It's a natural gas. They didn't think that it was actually here. I think that they said that they only found it, I thought, on the moon. So let's, it says right here. It's incredibly valuable for its potential in clean nuclear fusion, quantum computing as a coolant, neutron detection, and advanced MRI, with the moon being a major source during the solar wind accumulation. though it's scarce on Earth. Well, in Minnesota, they just found it. They found a huge helium-3 site here in northern Minnesota. Earth's limited supply comes from nuclear reactors and the decay of tritium, with companies now developing technology to mine it from the moon. Well, they don't need to go to the moon anymore. They can come straight to Minnesota and get it. Just so you know, it's more recent that they came up with this. So just so you know, there's that. So that's a little bit interesting tidbit about to amend the Natural Gas Act to consider climate, consumer cost, and environmental justice in export determinations, which tells me she was aware that they found the helium-3, which is a natural gas. And we need to consider the climate. Basically, what she's setting it up for is for us not to be able to extract it. There's that. A bill to create nurse preceptor tax credit related to healthcare workforce incentives. These appear on legislature. What? You know what? Fuck you, nurses. You guys are the ones that were happy to give people those fucking injections for COVID vaccines. So fuck you guys. By the way, I fucking cannot stand healthcare right now. Don't get me started on that shit because I got all kinds of shit to say about that. And right now, it's just not a good atmosphere to be talking about insurance companies because basically they're the ones robbing you now. They're the ones that basically take all of your fucking paycheck. House insurance, car insurance, dental insurance, umbrella insurance, all kinds of fucking insurance everywhere, guys. Think about it. Your paycheck goes to fear. What would happen if you just if you're everything burnt down to the ground? There's the Red Cross will help you out a little bit. You still got your land, you can rebuild, but you know what? The insurance companies, you probably pay way more to that. Over the years, I barely got my money back out of the insurance companies, and now they're charging us a lot. I don't even want to talk about that shit, man. Oh, okay. Protecting our protesters, repeal broad deportation authority. These are the two things on this bitch's mind. She knows she's going down. Okay. Amend Natural Gas Act. You know what? End tax credit. Oh, and tax credit. She wants more of our money. She wants more. Seriously. Don't get me started. Oh, I'm so angry. So that's basically what we're dealing with here in Minnesota. If you haven't seen the Nick Shirley video, that's about 42 minutes long. I totally encourage it. It is very important that you watch it, see it, enjoy it, love it, learn it, know it. This is what's happening. It's happening here in Minnesota, throughout our entire state, by the way, because they're putting them in Duluth. They're putting these communities, they're popping up in Duluth, St. Cloud. You've got a lot of different nations going down to Rochester because of the Mayo Clinic. So anybody who's sickly in any of these, we've got so many foreign nationals that come to the Rochester, Minnesota for healthcare at the Mayo Clinic. Just so you know, research it, look it up. Olmsted County, they're fucked. They are so corrupt. That county, corrupt. Look it up. Look up what they do there. Look it up. Find out what Rochester's got. Oh yeah, no, they're being paid off by Soros. Totally, and it's obvious. Their city has amenities that Minneapolis should have and doesn't. There, I said it. Yeah, they suck. What? Socialism plan is simple. It's socialism. Yeah, it really is. And Ilhan Omar needs to get the fuck out of Minnesota and the country. Sick of that broad. I hope they deport that bitch. Seriously. No joke. I don't even care who sees that, hears it. It's the truth. I'm so sick and tired of that broad. No joke. I'm not the only one. Just look around. Look around. We all, you know what? Minnesota folk really, really can't stand that broad. Seriously, can't stand her. Hi, Fat Jimmy. I just seen your thing. Sorry, I didn't have it up. I know they never stop. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm so. You know what? Paul would love this stream because I'm such a cussy face. You know, he thinks that's so funny when I get all bent out of shape about shit, and I am. I'm bent out of shape about this shit. I really am, you guys. I'm living in the nightmare. I'm living in the nightmare. Feel sorry for me, please. Pray for me because I'm needing it. I literally have lost my shit. It's so hard to not be a complete bitch about this stuff. It's so hard not to say something in my position because I'm so outspoken about all of it. I am very outspoken about a lot of it, and I can't help it. It is what it is. It's not. What would you do if you're in my? I mean, I need advice, guys. What should I do? Should I? I mean, seriously. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Fat Jimmy, what do I do? Tell me. Tell a bitch. Tell a bitch what she does. Tell me. Because I don't know anymore. I am so fed up with the bullshit. I fucking look around my surroundings every time I go to work every day in Minneapolis, and I see it. I see it everywhere. I can take snap fucking shots everywhere I go all day long. It's sickening. Actually, I'm working in the office the next few days, so maybe not this week. But it's so frustrating to watch this shit happen here. Now, I just put out a summary of Ilhan Omar's sponsored bills in Congress since she's been there. What does it tell you? It tells you she's been freaking playing this. She's been riding this shit out. She's trying, and her influence within the Somali community, in the locals, in the state Senate has been, I mean, they're convinced that the Somali population is a fucking asset to Minnesota. Nah, bitch, it ain't. No, motherfuckers, it ain't. I'm sorry, I'm saying it out loud. I'm saying the quiet part out loud. No, it fucking ain't. It ain't okay in Minnesota. In fact, I seen this shit happen back in the early 90s, late 80s and shit with the Hmong community when they came here after the whole Vietnam thing, after the 70s. They came in here in the 80s. And they started running amok. They started having these fucking Asian fucking Hmong gangs, started ripping off their own people. And that's what's happening with the Somalians too. The Somalian gangs are ripping off their own Somalian people and freaking warlording them and shit, overlording them shit in their fucking little complexes. Guess what? Guaranteed they're going to start coming. And I keep saying this. They're going to come forward. They're going to get sick of their shit because there are some that have been Americanized that are like, I want to be an American. I don't want to go back to that shit. I don't want to go back to fucking Somalia shit. No. And the way to get there quicker, guys, if you're hearing me, is you need to evangelize these people. You need to preach the gospel to them. You need to teach them who Jesus Christ really was, who Jesus was. That is your connection right there. Jesus is your in. They might listen. Did you hear about the story about Jesus in the Bible? Like, I know you know it in the Quran, but do you know it in the Bible? Let's talk about it. What can I teach you? That kind of stuff. You got to remember, Muhammad was alive. It was during the Dark Ages. The Dark Ages. The stuff that we have such a hard time finding out about. Why? Because it was erased. It was erased and replaced. And we're still figuring it out. And we will figure it out. What, Fat Jimmy? Can I join with you in chat? I mean, in stream? Yes, Fat Jimmy. Hold on. I'll give you, I'll put it in there. Hold on. I'm just going to put it inside Rumble. There. Here. There. You can join me in stream, Fat Jimmy. Fat Jimmy's going to join me. I'm like biting my nails, you guys. Come on, Fat Jimmy. Come on, Fat Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm so fucking leaving Minnesota. Fuck this shit. Nah. Jimmy talked me into moving. He did. They started investigation into Seattle Somali-owned childcare and healthcare businesses. Good, Farmer Fred. Because they need to. Anywhere that there is a Somali community, there's fraud. I'm going to go ahead and, in my opinion, fucking Dearborn, Michigan is fucking all over that shit. They're fed up too. They got that one guy who's a fucking white supremacist dude. You know what? Look, I'm not you know what? I don't fucking care what race you are. I grew up in this Twin Cities in St. Paul. I grew up in Frogtown in St. Paul. I'm from the hood. Okay. Oh, Jimmy, are you here? Fat Jimmy, I'm here. No, you're not. I don't see you back there. Oh, there you are, Fat Jimmy. You gotta turn your mic on, ding dong. Fat Jimmy need to turn his damn mic on. Hold on. Turn it on. Okay, turn it on, Fat Jimmy. Liquid courage to say all I want to say, guys. Seriously, I'm having it tonight. I've had it. I've had it. I've had it. I've had a weekend. I've had a weekend to absorb and process the whole Nick Shirley thing. And let me tell you, they didn't give enough credit to the fucking old guy that was with Nick Shirley, who is from, I assume, he's from Minnesota. I've seen that guy before. I'm going to try to find out what is this guy's name, was Mike or something like that. I don't know. They were talking about, like, we got to give this guy some fucking credit. He did a lot of the groundwork for Nick Shirley. We have been in Minnesota. Look, motherfuckers, I've been talking about this shit for how long? I've been freaking bitching at Waltz's freaking, what do you call it? What, Fat Jimmy, where'd you go? I don't know where he went. Come back, Fat Jimmy. Here he comes. He's coming back. Turn your mic on. You gotta turn your mic on, bromigo. Turn on your virtual camera or your virtual. You can turn the camera off, but you have to turn your virtual shit on if you got OBS going, hon. Be member. Do you know how it works? Come on, Fat Jimmy. Anyways. Get your mic's not on, honey. Dang it, I can't hear anything until you're trying to fix it. Okay. I mean, I can try to do it on I can just probably do voice. I don't know how that will work out. I've never done just voice on Discord. You can try it. You want to try it and see if it works? Let's try it. Hold on. Go into my Discord. I'll pull that up and see if I can do it. And let's see what he's got to say. Choose an account. What the? I don't know why my Discord's not connecting. Uh-oh. Log in. Okay. Let me see if I have. Here, let me see if I can pull that up. General voice channels. Go into my voice channel. Any? Oh, well, maybe not. Or okay, come on. Oh, there you are. I heard you.
I had a problem with voice meter. Sorry.
I can hear you now, but I can't see you. That's okay though. It's not a big
Yeah, I don't have my camera hooked up. I'm at a new computer, so sorry about that.
That's okay. No big deal.
I was glad to see you streaming because, like, well, first off, I've kind of skipped all the streams I normally watch during the
Well,
early evening.
You know, my
because
dearest Elle, who I absolutely love watching and, painting to, she has not been, she's probably doing her holiday stuff with fam. And so was I. And so I didn't get a chance to do a whole lot of streaming lately. So,
yeah. Well, I've been skipping a lot of like evening stuff because my daughter's in town from college from North Dakota. So I'm over here just chilling out, but they all went to bed and I came in, I wonder if anybody's talking about this Minnesota stuff because we were talking about it as a family tonight. And I saw you on
Sunshine, right?
Yeah. So I've been seeing some chatter, Gina, that
Tell me.
I think DOJ raids are coming for state offices.
Yes.
So a couple things happened earlier, and I don't know if you've already talked about this on stream, so I'm coming in late. The state of Minnesota, the Department of Health and Human Services, and some of the other departments, they are actively scrubbing public data, which means they're probably trying to scrub also private data that matches it as well at the same time this evening. And if you go on X, there's a lot of mentions that they are actively scrubbing publicly accessible data on these daycare centers, on these alleged daycare centers, alleged home health care, and alleged, other clinics that they have, right? So suddenly they're scrubbing the data.
Suddenly?
And yeah.
These motherfuckers. I'm seriously, dude. They just like they were talking about Ilhan Omar's husband, Tim Manette. That's her husband. How she went from fucking nothing. His company went from nothing to $30 million. I was talking about that fucking years ago when she married him. When his wife, his ex-wife, I should say, came forward and was telling our local newsies, like, look, he's having an affair with Ilhan Omar.
Yeah. It's see, every single bit of the
I remember it
crap.
all. I was talking about it all. Like she's having, and it pisses me off because mainstream media would brush over it and then continue on. And they're just complacent.
By the way, just so you know, in the last 11 minutes, the federal government is raiding bunches of these daycare centers right now. This is going on right now in the evening.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. So it shouldn't be that far outside of hours. The other thing is
they're open till 10 o'clock.
Yep. And also, if there's a tweet that I put from Representative Mary Franson, and yep, the child care licensing page has completely been taken offline by the Department of Human Services. I have the link here from Mary Franson. I don't know much about her.
Send it to me. Did you watch Walter Hudson's shit?
Yes, he's amazing. He's my friend too.
Oh,
I'm friends with him.
Yeah, Walter's great. I love Walter.
I double linked it, by the way. There's that tweet from Mary Franson. And then here is the update. Now it's 13 minutes ago. But right now, the trending, right here, the trending story, and that link on Mary Franson was right there. I'm putting it all in the studio chat, by the way. Yep.
Hold on, let me pull
there's
this up.
raids, ongoing raids at least 30 sites right now, all at one time. Governor Tim Walz allegedly called for broader accountability in any one group. So they are actively. So what the state is doing, as the same, because they must have got tipped off by somebody in the FBI that the raids were coming, and so they took all this. They took all this shit down offline. All this stuff. I'm telling you, I was searching the database myself this morning, on the DHS, on the Minnesota DHS site, easily, and they took it down. I want to say around 4 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock Central Time. Yes. So this is complicit. This is direct. I say complicit. This is deliberate obfuscation and hiding of the facts. I believe that this violates the Freedom of Information Act for citizens. You cannot go out there and take public data that is publicly available and just decide to hide it because you don't like the political.
Oh, dude, no, they do it all the time. Minnesota is they don't care. They don't care about its citizens. They're about it's a fucking criminal network.
And then they had the BCA, so there's surveillance videos. So a bunch of these sites, they set up surveillance videos that Nick Shirley visited earlier, and they got all kinds of fraud going on. So like these sites panicked later in the day after all this went down yesterday and today, right?
Yeah.
And they started suddenly bringing bunches of kids and on camera, and they could see that they were looking to make sure that they showed that the kids were going in the building, and they were walking the kids out the other side of the building to up the waiting cars. It's, in other words, we're going to show them coming in, but we're not going to show the back of the building where they're walking on. This is the BCA surveillance video from Benny Johnson. I've linked that also in the studio chat for you. This is and then you had Nick Shirley and this. I'm assuming he's probably gay, but irregardless, he's like this disability activist, this black guy that's a disability activist.
Oh, that guy! I love that guy.
But he used to be on the
nuts.
He said he used to be a Democrat, and he saw all the fraud that was going on, and he's legitimately got like an autistic brother who's disabled and stuff, and his funding has been cut down. Well, when he started looking at why the funding was cut down, it was because it was being handed out to all these Somali front agencies that were bilking the taxpayers out of the money. And so, like, you know, we could get into an argument all day about, okay, should the government be providing welfare, all these things like that, right? But since the government is providing,
they got the surveillance video. Let's watch it.
Yes, yep, they do. They got surveillance video of these people committing fraud. Like, and they're going to say, oh, you're scapegoating Somalis. And these videos where Nick Shirley is being, well, but here's the thing, Gina. Do you know who tipped off Nick Shirley to a lot of how you could find some of this stuff? Other Somalis were involved in like blowing the whistle.
Oh yeah, no, I told you this. This is what I'm
Yeah.
telling people.
Yeah.
This happened when the Hmong came here back in the 70s, 80s, late 70s, in the 80s and the 90s after the Vietnam War.
Right.
The Vietnamese, or I don't know, they started, the Hmong helped America take care of that shit, that war. And so the Hmongs in Laos started to get attacked because of their part in helping the United States. And so what happened was we took them in as refugees. All these Hmong came to Minnesota, and they started having Hmong gangs here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I lived in Frogtown at the time, and that's like the shithole of St. Paul. Okay, it's the ghetto of it's one of the ghettos of St. Paul. So these gangs started attacking their own people, and that's when the people started to turn them in, and that's what's going to happen here. Bet money. This
Mike Johnson, Speaker Johnson, is indicating that there may be an indictment coming of Keith Ellison. By the way, a federal indictment.
Fuck yeah, he needs to go to fucking prison. Fucking throw it. You know what?
This picture here, this sums all the bullshit up.
No,
and by the way, here's the link. The Quality Learning Center, not Learning Center, but the Learning Center. Fuck me, man. So here's.
You want me to drive by there and take a picture?
Oh my gosh!
I can do it.
Yourself in trouble.
That's not that far.
So here's the thing: when Nick posted this clip of the clip, because I watched the whole 47-minute video, right, which was posted later. When he released the clip of the Leering Quality Center, right? Freaking motherfucking Destiny, who, remind you, calls out for Republicans to be openly murdered and doesn't get held accountable by anybody. He goes out and tries to debunk it, says, oh, he's going there outside of their hours, this, that, and the other. And they immediately go on this like defense tour on social media to defend the Somali population, but ignored and they found little bitty inconsistencies which don't change the broader true narrative, which is there's no children in these places. Latest thing tonight.
Where's the fucking kids?
There's no kids, and so the left gets online and says, well, they're not going to give you access to kids because you're a stranger. You may be having stranger danger and all that.
I want them to check. I seriously want them to check all these places for underground tunnels. I'm not joking, because they are like they are along the entire lines of some major roadways,
Yeah.
And they could, and they're by railroad tracks by the river and shit like that, where there were caves and shit. I'm not joking. This is very important that they start checking for tunnels. I'm not joking.
So this is the other thing. The Trump administration may be cutting Minnesota state government off from Medicare access, like imminently.
Fine. Do it. I don't get that shit anyway. I don't get nothing. I pay for everything. It's I should be able to write off at least 12 Somalians. At least on my taxes. I'm just saying. Is that bad?
Yep. Here's the other thing Ellison's doing. Listen to this. Ellison, you're fine. You're fine. Ellison is singling out a handful of people who he can basically make lackeys. They're Somalis, but he can make them kind of the Oswald, the Lee Harvey Oswald of these things by prosecuting him, saying, "Look, it's not a broader issue. It's just 2 or 3 or a handful of people." No, every single person on that video today was in on the bullshit. Every single one of them. And this is systemic. And what Nick Shirley and I forget the white guy that's been researching this for years and being ignored, David was.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving all the credit to Nick Shirley when this other fucking guy's done all the research.
So the thing is, and they pointed this out, and I didn't know this because remember I only lived there from 17 to 2022, right? Okay. So
the worst.
I found it hard. Like, I would just be cordial or try to be cordial with like Somali people that I would encounter when I lived in Chaska, like the Chaska Rec Center, things like that, right? And they're just really standoffish and don't say anything to you and just kind of look away. It's really interesting, right? Now, the Uber drivers will talk to you because they want you to give them a good tip, right? But
don't get me started.
Right. But
dude, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something right now?
Yeah.
I have a neighbor who drives. He's not Somalian, but he's from another country. I'm not sure what country, but he drives. And here's my thing. I have lived here for 28 years in my place. This motherfucker was able to put a concrete fucking drive. I got class 5 down because I can't afford a concrete driveway. This motherfucker went and I said, he put a concrete driveway in. And it wasn't a small concrete driveway. And I asked him, I'm like, how much did that cost you? He's like, $50,000. And I thought to myself, motherfucker, you're an immigrant. Where'd you get that fucking money? I'm guaranteed my neighbor's on the fucking take. I'm going to guarantee he's on the motherfucking take. There's no fucking way. No, being a driver? Fucking Uber driver? Are you kidding me?
And by the way, there's another thing that we need to get into.
There's something wrong there.
There's another thing we need to get into here.
But he's a nice neighbor, so he's good to me, so I don't bother.
Well,
and the kids are really nice and kind, so I don't want to, and they're not Somalian, so I'm okay with it.
There's
that, you guys.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. There's another thing we need to get into here, Gina.
What?
We need to go back and revisit the Vance Belter Melissa Hortman murder.
The what?
The Melissa Hortman murder.
Oh, yes.
Because he claimed that Walls wanted him to do this to kill her.
It's possible.
To protect his corruption around, guess what? This fraud and welfare or stuff that like he was mad at her because she was the only Democrat to vote against giving state and federal monies for allocation to illegal aliens. You see this?
Yeah, no. That has been a rumor. I've been hearing about that as well, and I've thought about that in my own mind because I pay attention because. I'm involved in politics here in Minnesota in my own Senate district. My senator in my district has, my congressional, my congressman for the U.S. Congress is Tom Emmer. That's my congressman. in my district. I'm in District 6.
Yeah.
And it's Tom Emmer, and he's
pretty decent.
good shit. He's
Yeah.
good shit.
He's all
answers
over
his-
Twitter tonight. He
Yeah,
said
he's good
that
shit.
he's asking Kash Patel to raid all the state government offices.
And he
in a lot of places.
and you know what? I'm with it. I trust Tom Emmer to. You know what? He's good shit. He's honest. He's gonna tell you, look, this is a winnable thing, and it's not winnable because of this. He'll tell you straight up. He'll be like, look, I can do this, but I'm gonna guarantee you this. And he doesn't fucking sugarcoat shit. He is not Willy Wonka, motherfuckers. I'm just telling you. He's
Well, apparently he's changed sides because he used to be okay with them coming in. A lot of people are pointing that out, but he's not happy now. That's fine with me, but
he's been bitching about it for probably the last 4 years.
I don't know. This lady, DJ Crazy Old Granny said that now that over 100 million people have seen Nick Shirley's video, I find it interesting that Tom Emmer, who was responsible for bringing Somalis to Minnesota in the first place, kept approving federal money for us and wants us to believe he has been on their trail for years. All his strongly worded letters.
How is Tom Emmer responsible for bringing the Somali here? I don't think that's true.
They're saying that he
voted for that.
Voted for it, yeah.
No, he doesn't get a chance to vote for anything with the state. He's a U.S. congressman. He doesn't get that fucking vote. Do you understand what I'm saying? He doesn't get to say, "Oh yeah, Minnesota." No, he doesn't get to vote. He doesn't get a House vote in Minnesota. That's not how it works. He's not part of them. That's not how it works. He's a U.S. congressman. That's not how it works. There's the state Congress and the U.S. Congress. He's voted in as a U.S. congressman. He gets to go with what's going on with the whole country, not with what the state goes. I mean, yeah, he's an advocate for what the state wants, but so he had no say in that. So that's a bunch of bullshit. That's a lie from the pit of hell, is what that is. That's bullshit. No, I mean, you have to understand how politics actually work. There's your state governments, and then there's the U.S. government. And when somebody's voted in to the U.S. Congress, it's different from the state Congress. Okay, so my state senators are different than our U.S. senators. Totally different.
Well, I know that. Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying that Emmer did vote several times for funding some of the federal portion of some of these welfare programs. He's not
that's
now.
Probably fucking that might.
But he's not now. Like I'm looking at like his voting history here. He's not. Look.
No.
This is one of the. This is one of the things that does bother me. We have to allow room for people to say, you know what, I screwed up, or you know what, I've learned more about this. I've changed my position. That's why we comment and stuff. So like I don't think we should hold it over people's heads when they say, you know what, I was wrong on that and I shouldn't have done that. Right.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because a lot of people don't realize that this actually comes down to your neighbors who are delegates. So after the 2020 election fraud bullshit, I got really upset about it. And I was like, okay, I need to do something, and I became a delegate in my Senate district and my your Senate district and your congressional district. So I've been a part of all of that more in the past since 2021. So when that happens, you start to get a little bit more feel for. Well, you start to understand it a little bit better. But if this is what you need to do, everyone in whatever state you're in, you need to go to your caucuses or your whatever happens in January and February. You need to go to your Senate district meetings, to your caucus meetings. If you're in Minnesota, they have a caucus now. So you need to go there and say, hey, I represent my neighborhood. When you represent your neighborhood, you become what's called a precinct. In Minnesota, you become a precinct captain or a precinct representative. So you represent your neighborhood. From there, it goes on to your Senate district, from precinct to Senate district. So you need to actually sign up on a piece of paper, say, I want to be able to be a delegate. They only afford so many for every district. So you want to get at the top of the list if you can, and communicate with all the people in your neighborhood and say, vote for me for a delegate. And that's what you need to do in order to become a delegate for your Senate district. At least that's how it is in Minnesota. I don't know in other states. I don't know how they run. So that's what happens. And then once you get into a Senate delegate seat, what happens is you have your congressional district, which is a representative of the U.S. Senate. And so there's only a couple of spots for every Senate district for the state. Every Senate district for the state gets like 2 delegates for the congressional district. But they have backups. They have alternates is what they call them. You can always sign up to be an alternate. I'm actually an alternate for my congressional district because they got 2 people, these motherfuckers, every fucking year, the same 2 fucking people get to be the fucking congressional delegates. Pisses me off. But you know what? They put in the time. It's those people who are willing to put in the time and become the Senate district president, Senate district secretary, Senate district, whatever. They become congressional district delegates. It's a whole process that people just don't understand because they haven't gotten that far into it, because it's a lot of work. It really truly is a lot of work, a lot of time consuming events that happen. You need to show up, you need to go to the meetings, you need to do all of these things to be aware of what's really happening in your Senate district, in your congressional district, and you get a vote to say who gets to be the beautiful thing is when you're a Senate delegate, you get to go to state central, you get to be there and vote for who's going to be on the ballot. That's the key, you guys. That is the biggest thing that people don't understand. If they spend a little bit of time paying attention to their own communities, they will have an opportunity to be a voice in all this. But what's happening is they're not paying. People like us, they don't pay attention to that. They don't, because they don't have the time. Because why? We're working people. We've got a job. We have other obligations in life. But here's the thing is we cannot neglect our communities. When we neglect our communities, we've got fucking trannies coming in, voting for fucking people like Tim Waltz and Ilhan Omar and fucking Keith Ellison into the government. And that's a fucking problem because these motherfuckers got nothing but time on their hands. They don't have fucking jobs. Their job is to go in there and freaking fuck things up. Seriously, dude. Where's my thing? I've been holding that sign forever. It's so hard. It's so hard. I don't even know if they'll let me be a delegate because I'm so over the top in my Senate district, and my Senate district puts out people like Tom Emmer, people like Michael Crew.
Here's the new thing. Here's the new. Look at the latest thing I just put. This is Machine Gun Kelly, leftist account.
Hold on.
MAGA is under the impression that the fraud in Minnesota started under Biden and was exposed under Trump. In fact, it started under Trump and was exposed under Biden. This piece of shit, this fraudulent shit has been going on without Trump's knowledge. Without Trump's knowledge. And yes, it may have started while Trump was president, but it came to the forefront. I think the first indictment on some of this stuff was from the federal government in 2022, but they did not move up the chain. They went after low-level, meaningless people. There was like 47 indictments of it, and most of them got away with it. And so this little punk says, okay, well, this is Trump's fault somehow. This shit.
Of course it's Trump's fault. Did you see that thing about Georgia where the governor actually came forward and said Trump actually won our state? That means he won. That means he won the 2020.
Oh, I think he was stolen from winning in 2016.
Stolen. And it was through Georgia. The Georgia governor came up and said, I'm sorry. Yes, you were right. You won Georgia. He won the 2020 election and it was stolen from him. But and that's the beautiful thing is that'll be written in history books. Eventually it will be written in history books, which kind of sucks for us now. But you know what the beautiful thing is I'm so glad that my grandchildren will be able to say, my grandma was an insurrectionist, apparently, according to whatever. But basically, I'm so proud to, I did what I did during those times because of my grandchildren. I mean, I knew they stole that election, and it pisses me off knowing that. And there's nothing that can be done about it. There's absolutely fucking nothing. There's no repercussions. Nothing can be done. And here's the thing is, what do we do about that? Do we introduce a bill that says, should we find in the future that this happens? What do we do? How do we correct it? Do we correct it? Do we say something? Do we acknowledge it? I mean, it's interesting. Pisses me off.
Yeah.
I'm pissed. You have no idea how pissed I was about that. So pissed that I went to fucking Washington, D.C. in January 2021. January 6, 2021. To let my voice be heard and say, look, this is bullshit. We know this is a lie. There was too many people that protested that at the United States Capitol to ignore, but mainstream media did. They twisted it, and that's the problem. Our mainstream media is a fucking problem because mainstream media poo-pooed all of Minnesota's screaming about Waltz. Even during the freaking this last year with this presidential election this past time with Kamala and fucking Ding Dong Waltz, Tampon Timmy. Are you fucking kidding me with that shit? Really? The cum guzzler, the fucking horse cum guzzler. That's what we call him here in Minnesota. He's a ding dong, nincompoop, knucklehead. According to him, he's a ding dong, dumbass. He's such a fucking dumbass. It's so embarrassing saying you're from Minnesota. Seriously, at this point in my life, that's pretty much it. What future objectives should be no statute of limitations on anything election fraud related. Don't even care if all the candidates are dead and gone. So then what do you say? Posthumously freaking president? You can't. There's nothing we can do about it. And that's the problem. I'm willing to, as a delegate, I can introduce a resolution to this for my state. If I was a congressional delegate, then I could introduce resolutions there. But I'm only a state delegate, and so what that means is I can introduce something in regards to the GOP of Minnesota, but not in regards to the U.S. Congress. So my goal is to eventually get to that congressional delegacy. I've been an alternate, but it's a hard thing, especially because I got this fucking asshole who's a fucking congressional delegate every fucking year. Him and his fucking wife, and they should fucking retire and fucking let the rest of us fucking do this shit. Sorry. You know what, motherfucker? If you fucking watching this shit, fuck you, asshole. You are such a prick. He's a total dick. He's a total dick to me because I'm so outspoken and he fucking hates it. He hates the fact that I am super outspoken about all of this shit, and I have been. He says I embarrass the fucking Republican Party of Minnesota. I'm like, no, I was fucking right, bitch. I was right this whole fucking time. I've been right. So I ain't gonna fucking, I'm not past saying I told you fucking so. Okay.
Well, you called it out. The very last link I just now sent from Colin Rugg. Okay, click on that. Bring that up. Look at this hilarity. So they were trying to cover up while denying that while saying they tried to cover up.
Brown.
Yeah. So they tried to cover up by saying, "Oh, the Leering Center was closed last week permanently."
Was packed with kids. Bullshit.
While at the same time, suddenly bussing in all these children in front of cameras to show that it was an active place. Which one is it? Are you covering up the crime by bringing in the children, or were you trying to cover up complicity by saying it was closed last week? Which one is it?
Oh my God, these faggots. Oh my God.
They're so fucking caught.
It's so stupid. It's like, oh yeah, okay, there's kids there. What are these kids doing? They're probably fucking glad they can get out of their fucking compound at the fucking Cedar River
Tiki Brown needs to be arrested, like ASAP.
Well, they got about 5 kids, as opposed to 95 that they're supposed to have. Fuck off, cunt. Get me started. Oh, look at this. What is she saying? Hold on.
Click.
Is there fraud going on here? No, it's a video. I just want to know. What's your response? Huh? Get the out of here. What's your response to the allegations? Is there fraud going on here? And is there children? That's all.
We are aware of a video that's being circulated that has gained local and national attention about child care centers in Minnesota. While we have questions about some of the methods that were used in the video, we do take the concerns that the video raises about fraud very seriously. Each of the facilities mentioned in the video has been visited at least once in the last 6 months as part of our typical licensing process.
She looks dirty.
And in fact, our staff are out in the community today to visit each of these sites again so that we can look into the concerns that were raised in the video. So I won't go into any detail about whether or not any of these have any open investigations. I will share that our team was notified that Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago. And I believe the details that were given at that time were around space concerns, and that's what was shared. The previous one I mentioned that had been closed some time ago was Mako.
Bitch, I'll go to every fucking one of these. I don't have you know what? I will stalk these fuckers if they want. You know what, you guys, say the word. I will go to every one of these fucking places all day long. I will go to there. Yeah, I'll fucking take a day off work just to go there, just to show you guys. They're full of shit. They're full of shit. They're lying. They lie like flies with dookie in their eye. I'm telling you, it's bullshit. I'm just saying. True story. They're full of shit. Seriously. I'm so sick and tired of the bullshit. You have no idea. Dude, you have no idea. You know what? Here's the other fucking beautiful thing. Oh, I can't even say that. I want to say so much, but I can't because it could jeopardize my own job. Because actually the feds watch me because I'm an insurrectionist or whatever they started. I could go on and on and on, but I work in a position where I have had an opportunity to watch a lot of fraud happen. And I'm just going to tell you right now, Minneapolis, the government, the postal service, the neighborhoods, all of it, all infiltrated with Somali corruption. All of it.
This is what happens when states allow public sector, when they allow public sector unions in alignment with a lot of the private sector unions. Like to me, in Minnesota, the biggest problem, and I know that you're, I know that there's a union for your where you're working at, but I would say that the major problem is that there's a huge conflict of interest with the amount of campaign cash that is being raised with member dues by the Minnesota, by Education Minnesota, by the public by the civil servants union, the various ones.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you something?
Out of control. Also, MNA, Minnesota Nurses Association. What a corrupt piece of.
Minnesota nursing, Minnesota teachers.
Yep. Those are the two most powerful unions in the state.
Let me start with even the postal unions. Here's the thing. The union in the postal service also has a little bit of a problem because they have new union stewards. Guess what? Guess what? Do I even say it out loud?
Go ahead.
I can't. I'm not allowed. I feel like my job would be in jeopardy. Let me tell you something though. I really run the risk of losing my job with this because of my thought process on it, because they are very corrupt. The Minneapolis post office is definitely infiltrated with Somali. So I need you guys to understand that the particular unit that was overseeing passports at the Minneapolis post office no longer has that. And let me tell you something, because the people that were governing it weren't Christian. Weren't Christian people. Let me just stop it there in saying that they were of a different position, I guess theologically, but I don't want to say it like that because it doesn't. I mean, you know what I'm getting at is that, listen, I'm watching this happen. I've watched some shit happen, and the things that I've been watching happen is bullshit. In Minneapolis, last election cycle, I'm very familiar with the unit that processes the ballots. The ballots were coming in on a fucking open bed truck with a big sign that says fucking ballots on it. Big neon sign on every fucking tray of ballots that say ballots on it. In the open air. Traveling through the Twin Cities, Minneapolis. In an open bed truck. Tell me, okay? That's okay?
Nope.
It's not okay. When I brought it to the attention and I said something, it changed. It stopped. I said, what the fuck? What in the fuck is going on here? I was pissed. And I truly believe that Father God has put me in the position to monitor this fucking ballot shit. I'm not kidding you guys. There's 2 fucking places in Minnesota that is allowed to print ballots for elections. The general election and local elections. There's only 2 places in Minnesota, in the entire state of fucking Minnesota. And guess who gets a chance to freaking govern that shit? Guess who gets a chance to see it? I get to see that. And what I seen, I'm not okay with. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. In Minnesota, the people that are allowed to print these ballots have nothing but immigrants printing them. Are you okay with that?
No.
Full.
There's a link. Hey, there's a link.
Full fucking.
Look at this.
Workforce.
Look at the link I said.
All immigrants.
Fox News tonight says, and I didn't know that this was
Not
a thing.
Okay.
Did you see that story that Fox News had tonight?
I could get fired for that. I don't know. Maybe for saying what I'm saying.
Well, you're right. This plays into what the last link I just sent in. Minnesota policy allowing voters to vouch for up to 8 others so that they can get a ballot.
Yeah. It's actually technically, 8. Technically, if it's I believe it's only it changed to 3. It's supposed to be just 3. But it changed to 10, I believe, for don't get me started on this shit. 10 for healthcare places like assisted livings and stuff like that, up to 10. Now let me tell you what I witnessed at the Minneapolis area was more than 10.
Yeah, 10.
There was bundles of them. Bundles upon bundles. When they came out with the fall of Minneapolis, when what's her name from Alpha News?
Yeah,
Collin?
Yeah, Liz Collin.
She came out with that. They came out with that documentary about the fall of Minneapolis and that ballot harvesting shit. It's true. And the fucking bullshit thing is they had people from they had feds inside. They had feds there looking at it. And honestly, I don't know if they reported any of these bundles, but I was seeing bundles every day. I was seeing bundles upon bundles upon bundles. And then don't get me started on bundles of postcards from assisted living places writing fucking a script to local politicians about what they really wanted, but which are all left-wing shit. It was so disgusting. And they weren't bundles of just 10. They were bundles of hundreds, 100, 200 fucking postcards going. And they were prepaid postages from they would buy postcards that had postage already on it, and so all the old people needed to do is write it out, and they would dictate to these old people how to write this shit out. Don't get me started. I got all kinds of fucking dirt on this shit, and I don't even care at this point. It doesn't matter at this point. I'm trying to save my fucking country. I'm so sick and tired of the complacency of Minneapolis in this whole all this bullshit. Like fucking Jacob Frey, the fucking mayor of Minneapolis, and their fucking stupid ass police chief. That faggot. Don't get me fucking started on that guy. He is so dirty. He must be on the take. He's got to be on the take, in my opinion, only because of the fact that he's fucking so complacent and he's protecting this shit. It's so sickening. And I sit and I watch this every day, and I'm watching it play out. And here's the thing is, if you've ever been in this situation, you would be like, what the fuck? what do I do? And I don't know if you've known Fat Jimmy, but I have been bitching about this kind of shit for years.
Oh, I know. We've known each other a long time.
Yeah, I've been bitching about this shit for years, and I fucking told you guys. I fucking told everybody. I've been telling everybody. Nobody believe. They just think I'm a fucking nut job for fucking saying anything about it, and this sucks because I may be a nut job, but I'm right. I'm a right nut job. I'm fucking right about it all. And it just pisses me off, especially when, and then, we've been bitching about, everybody in Minnesota's been bitching about this, but until Nick Shirley, whoever this 22-year-old kid is, who the fuck? Okay, I'm not a YouTube. I mean, yeah, YouTube, but I YouTube art because anything I fucking say was getting banned. I get shadow banned everywhere. I get shadow banned on Facebook. I have been since all this shit started. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it, but just continue on it. And that's kind of what, Father God's kind of put on my heart to do is like, I can't be silent about it. Especially knowing that he's brought me to a position to help me to observe. You know what? Can I tell you something? I didn't want to take this job with this agency. I didn't want this job, but it kept popping up. And suddenly the Lord put it on my heart and said, Gina, I need you to take this job. And honestly, I tried to get out of this job. I took the job. I was in the job for a few years. And then suddenly I was like, I hate this job. I fucking hate it because I see this and that. So I tried to quit the job. I tried to leave this position. Shit you not. God made me go back. The way that things played out, it was so fucking weird where I ended up back in the same position after trying to leave it. Within like 3 weeks, I was back in the same position. And so that's when the Lord kind of ministered to me and said, Gina, you're a voice. You are a voice to tell people that might not know this or might not hear this. And you know what? They'll hear it. Even if it's one or two, they might have influence. They might have clout. They might have something to spread or help with the situation. And it sucks because I feel like I'm a target. Trust me. People at my work know who I am. They know I'm the insurrectionist. They know I was there in January 6th. They know everything they know how I feel. The people that work with me know how I feel. And it's kind of funny because at first during COVID, they fucking tried to deny a bunch of it. And now that all this shit is out, they're all fucking on top. They're like, yeah. It's maddening because it's like, I've been fucking saying this forever. And then it takes some freaking kid, some Gen Zer to freaking come out. You know what? Good. I'm glad. You know what? I'm just glad that it's out there now and people are paying attention because they weren't paying attention before. Let me see if I can pull this one up. Oh, hold on. I didn't realize I quit sharing that whole. What is this one? Okay, yeah, here we go. Here it is. What is this? What do we got here?
Yeah, that's on Fox News.
Minnesota lets voters vouch for up to 8 others as fraud scandals fuel calls for federal crackdown. This was December 29th. Okay. Fresh attention is being drawn to a Minnesota election policy that allows a registered voter to vouch for up to 8 people seeking same-day registration. That's kind of bullshit, by the way. The scrutiny comes as Walz's administration confronts hundreds of millions of dollars lost to social services fraud tied to the state's Somali immigrant community. There they are again. Trust me. They're running the Minneapolis post office, by the way. Just so you know, anything you guys send across the state in Minnesota, or if it's coming from New York, if it's coming from the East Coast, it's stopping here in Minnesota. It's stopping in Minneapolis, just so you know. Coming from Chicago, it's stopping in Minneapolis. That shit's stopping in Minneapolis. New Jersey, New York, all that stopping in Minneapolis. It's filtered through Minneapolis. Okay? And that you need to be mindful of the networks. Be mindful. You know what? Be mindful of transportation networks. Be mindful of I-90, I-70, I-80, Interstate 90, Interstate 80, Interstate 70. Be mindful. These are networks. These are transportation networks in the United States. People don't realize these things. They're not thinking about these things. But I'm telling you, anything sent through the mail, anything, any what's human trafficking, I-90, I-80, I-70, it's through those international roadways. That's what's happening. It's danger. It's dangerous. It's sickening, and it's, I can't believe other people haven't put this shit together. That it's so frustrating because people are oblivious to this. They think, oh no, that only happens in movies. Guess what? We are the fucking movies. Where do you think they get the fucking ideas? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where do they get the ideas? They get it from reality. These are human trafficking networks. I-35, that's north-south. That's the only one I know. There's more that go throughout the United States. I only know 35, but I know I-90, I know I-80, I know I-70. They all fucking go through straight across the United States. And in fact, I think I did a stream once about the transportation system of the United States. I should do that again, just so people understand that. It's the truth. That's where you're going to find a lot of the human trafficking that's going on. That's how they're transporting the people through the interstates, through these trucking companies. You know what? These fucking truckers that they're fucking getting, you have no idea how much I see bad drivers coming through the transportation system. You know what's funny though? More recently, I'm seeing a lot less of these, I guess, illegal drivers or these immigrant drivers who drive like shit, by the way, who can't fucking read English. I'm sorry, if you're driving a truck in the United States, you need to know English. It is what it is. You just fucking need to know. I don't feel sorry for you if you don't know it. Learn it. Then you can get a job doing it. It's your responsibility as an immigrant to assimilate to American culture. If you don't want to do that, then get the fuck out. Go get the fuck out. Go home. Go back to your country. I don't want you here. If you can't assimilate to American culture, get the fuck out. Sorry. Not sorry. Am I supposed to feel bad for that? You know? Am I supposed to? I don't think so. Anyway, so that's my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts for the evening.
I did.
You know, I'm not going to be streaming this Wednesday because it is, what do you call it? New Year's Eve. You know what? I mean, I don't think I'm going to stream. I mean, I'm going to try to do something. I don't know. I might, maybe not. But it's a Wednesday. right? It's a Wednesday night. It's my usually stream. That's why I streamed today, because I was like, I've been pretty bent out of shape. I wanted to stream yesterday. I wanted to stream on Saturday. I wanted to stream on Friday when I heard this fucking Nick Shirley shit. But I just didn't because I didn't. I hate I feel like such a bitch when I'm talking about this stuff, but I mean it. I'm so angry about it. I am so immigrant fatigued in Minnesota. And I'm not the only one. There's plenty of us. I hear it all day long. There is huge Somali fatigue, immigrant fatigue in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. We're done. We're sick of it. And trust me, this shit ain't going to go on for much longer. I know Minnesota. If they carry out the same shit that happened when the Hmong community that came here that refused to assimilate at first, it's when we called them on their shit. We said, listen, you guys aren't assimilating and you need to. You need to fucking come to terms with your or you can go home. Go fucking home. Go home. Go fucking back. You don't want to be here? Go back, because we're not putting up with your shit here. That's what's going to happen in Minnesota, because we're not going to put up with their shit. People who've lived here in Minnesota their entire lives are not going to put up with this shit. You got some weird fucking cuckoo bastards out there. That fucking weird broad out the Leering Center. Ice, woo, woo. She's blowing on her fucking Tweety little fucking whistle and shit. Piss me off. I'm so sick of those fuckers. I'm sick of them. I troll those guys. I've been trolling them. And honestly, they had to stop, because I think ICE freaking told them to cease and desist following them, because they were following ICE agents from work to their hotel. And then when they were off duty, they were following them and videotaping this shit, harassing them. And it's like, you can't do that to people. They're just doing their jobs. They're American citizens, and you're harassing an American citizen. Why? Nah, motherfuckers. No, we're good. Minnesota will put up with a little bit, but trust me, they're gonna go fucking gangster. Trust me, they'll go gangsta. I'm sure of it. I'll do it. I already have. And I'm already watching it play out. I'm watching it. It's so funny to watch too, because it's the Democrats that are starting to go, oh, I vote Democrat, but they don't pay attention. But now they're paying attention, and they're like, oh, I don't like that, And they're getting to that point where they're like, it's starting to affect me, or that's not okay. And they're going to get to that. I have all the confidence in the world that Minnesota will get there. I don't know if that'll happen before I leave Minnesota, but trust me, Fat Jimmy, I'm fucking done with Minnesota. They got one fucking year to get their shit together, and if they don't, I'm out. I'm fucking done. I can't even do. I've already talked to my parents about it. I'm at the point. I'm afraid. Everybody's house is going up for sale. Have you? Well, you're not living in Minnesota, but I've noticed a lot of houses going up for sale recently in the Twin Cities area, because I live in this area. And it's astonishing to see, because I'm like, oh man, I would have bought that. I always just say, if that house ever goes up for sale, I'm buying it. Well, these houses are going up for sale, and I don't even fucking want to buy them. I want out. I want to leave Minnesota so badly. It's disgusting. Anyway, thanks
my thoughts on it. I think you can.
And I can, and I will. I can get a job anywhere in the United States. I work.
Come to Alabama.
I've thought about it. Sweet
Alabama.
home Alabama. That's right. I could do that. I know. I could be there. I could do it. I'm doing it. Thinking about it. Trust me. After you told me about the property taxes thing, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? All right, we're at 3 hours. I'm done. Ding dong done. I gotta go to work.
All right.
All right.
Good night. Good night, Gina.
Bye,
Bye.
world. Have a great evening. Maybe I'll play something. I'll play my Indian thing. Let's see. What do we got here, guys? I hope you enjoyed your evening. Have a good night. Let me see. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, here, wait. I want to play this. Oh, I'm just going to start off or finish off with this is probably going to be one of my newer additions to my opening. Let me just play that and then we'll play my closing.
Hello?
Dude.
What? Bitch, tell me what?